somebody said we got a 1% chance of it.
Look at Corey Nielsen in behind the Great Britain bench as day 8 of the 2021 IIHF World Hockey Championships going here in Riga, Latvia. Sweden coming off the loss last night to the Czech Republic, and Great Britain coming off the Wednesday victory over Belarus. And Sweden will be looking for some offense from Frodin and company as they try and pick up win number 2 in this championship. Had the lead after 40 minutes last night and then let it slip away. Wingerly did have a goal last night for Sweden, and they are in much need of victories here to try and get themselves back into that battle for the 4th and final playoff spot in Pool A. And some ramifications in that in our games today. It is Victor Fost who will get the start in goal for Sweden. SHL Goalie of the Year, SHL Championship in Vaxio. And he will start, and it will be Ben Bounds, the workhorse. He has faced 111 shots in 3 games played, which is much less than he faced last year. A .927 save percentage for him. He plays in Austria. The officiating crew is from Latvia and Finland. The referees are Anders Hansens of Latvia, Christian Verkman of Finland, and the linesmen are Lauri Nikolainen of Finland and Davis Sundi of Latvia. Freeberg will carry it in. Freeberg gets tied up by Ben Davies. Nygren back at the line, goes to the left point. And another shot from the line from Henrik Tomarnis, the captain of this Swedish team. And he has led them in shots on goal with 13. There was his 14th of this World Championship. Davies after it. Tomarnis gets inside position on him. Plays it on for Par Lindholm. Par Lindholm played 1 game with the Boston Bruins this year and then headed back to Europe for the rest of the season. Finished up in Skellefteå. Potus drops it back. Par Lindholm will play it cross ice, and Pilot will send it in. Played off the backboard by Tetlow up the boards. Tetlow gets it again. Had to get away from him. Get some help from Dowd. And Dowd pitches it around to Liam Kirk. 4 goals in the championship for him. That is tied for #1 in goal scoring here in the early going. And a wrist shot from Lindberg. And Bounds makes his first good save of the afternoon.
Sweden's going to try to establish the forecheck and then work on the cycle game. Give away a stumble. Tetlow moves it up, but it's not handled well. And Lindberg with the shot. Bounds holds onto it. This is important for England to stay with Sweden for as long as they can as this game goes on here in the first period.
Sellgren back for Sorensen, turned away by Bounds. Comes back to the blue line, played back down low by Dahlback. Chipped off the boards, Ben Lake will control. On for Clements. Clements will hit the line, drops it off. Hammond chops it back in behind the net. And Sweden back on the regroup. Sellgren will play it through. Kempe goes after it, came back to the line as Sorensen couldn't trap it on the far side. Tomarnis back on the near side, Mario Kempe. He'll drop Adrian Kempe to the short side. Bounds turns that aside. And Clements will send it on. Lakowitz will play it back into his own zone. And this will get dumped in. And Paul Swindlehurst will head to the bench after that long lead pass. Tomarnis will play it back for Nygren. And he'll deflect this up at center. 2 of 4 Boreas Salming trophy winners in SHL play as defenseman of the year. Tomarnis and Nygren. Lundqvist was another, but he has gone home after getting injured. And Lawrence Pilot is the other.
Sweden does so much in the offensive zone that is predicated on D-to-D passes and a shot towards the net. Great Britain has done a good job of making sure the puck doesn't stay in their zone for too long. They want to get their forecheck game on, stay above the puck on the way back.
Olsen plays it on for POTUS. He'll play it rink wide. Wingerly puts on the brakes on the far side, tried to dish it through, looking for Freeberg, and this gets deflected all the way back down the ice, and Pilot will hustle back. POTUS on for Wingerly, for Frodin. Frodin takes it wide, puts on the brakes against Big Swindlehurst, throws it behind the net. Freeberg trying to center POTUS from the line, lets it go, deflected in front. Pilot on the loose puck. He was looking into the high slot for Frodin. Swindlehurst breaks it up, gets to center, turns it over, and POTUS back in with Frodin. Sweden changing, so Frodin will just throw it back into his own zone. Sellgren will take it all the way back in behind Fost. Sellgren to the line, finds Ricard Raquel. He tied a bit of a toe drag, and Temple wasn't having anything to do with that. Liam Kirk will play it back for Clements. Clements ahead for Connolly. He'll deflect it in, but Connolly, they say, was on his own side. Well, they say he didn't touch it.
You look at the top goal scorers at the World Championship, and Liam Kirk is up there with them. 4 goals in 4 games. Gregory Hoffman, Nicholas Jensen, Timo Meyer, and Trevor Moore. Well, Liam Kirk's 4 goals just on 10 shots. He has surprised some goaltenders with his quick wrist shot.
They've been opportunistic. Lindbergh shot from the left side, and then Nygren rips one in from the right side. A couple of more saves there for Bounds. This gets dumped back by Oscar Lindbergh. In from the line, redirect in front of the net as Nygren threw it through the paint. Taken by Kirk, and he'll send it cross ice, and then looking to take that return pass from Dowd, gets a stick on it, deflects it in, was on his own side of center. So icing will be called, and the linesman will go over and get some players back off that Great Britain bench and back on the ice after the icing call.
Here's the centering pass, and it's directed towards the net from Lindbergh. Nygren, and Bounds at the last moment, kicks that leg out. Liam Kirk, Brendan Connolly will take the face-off, and Robert Dowd have stayed together throughout this tournament, and they're starting to really read off each other, especially in the offensive zone.
Brendan Connolly, 11 shots on goal, leads Great Britain in that department. Kirk and O'Connor each have 10.
There's the missed net from Kempe, and I talked about this in the opener where, for whatever reason, Sweden, they can't count on glorious scoring chances. They're not like inches wide, they're about a foot wide. And they've got to be more precise and get it towards the goaltender for a rebounded battle and try to pick corners.
Adrian Kempe takes this behind the net, try to get it back to his brother Mario Kempe, intercepted. And Phillips will send this up at center. To the line for Lake, cleared in, on and off the stick of Hammond. Hammond gets it back, and then Hammond gets tied up, stays with it though, as he gets away from Mario Kempe, and then on for Adrian Kempe. Adrian Kempe, tight turns, tries to play it back in behind the net, and Great Britain there to take over. Hammond gets bumped off the puck by Sellgren. Tetler will go cross ice, and O'Connor will send this down into the Swedish end on the redirect from Lakowitz. Back up the ice. Lunderhurst will send this one in. This gets sent all the way around the boards. Lundestrom back to the blue line. Sellgren, he'll leave it there. Olofsson takes a look. Drop pass through some traffic from Sellgren. That got blocked. And the loose puck sent all the way back down the ice again. And Dahlback will go back for it. Dahlback getting pressured by Duggan.
Yeah, lots of defending here by the Great Britain. They haven't got a shot on net yet. As long as this game goes scoreless, they're going to feel like they can skate with Sweden.
Freeberg to the short side for Frodin. Back it comes. Tomernes lets the shot go. That got blocked. Comes out at center ice. Tomernes couldn't get it. Duggan does. Duggan plays it through for Matthew Myers. And his wrist shot goes off the blocker of Victor Fost. And up and down a play. No score, Sweden and Great Britain here in period number 1 in Riga. Sweden a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes last night. Czech Republic got the power play going. And as Johan Garpenlov, the coach of Sweden, said, once they got that first power play, the Czech Republic, we were on our heels. Then they got a second, and away they went from there, and they couldn't stop the tide and dropped that contest 4-2, missing a couple of key people. Nils Lundqvist, the defenseman, who still leads all defensemen in scoring coming into today's action. He has gone home. Carl Klingberg has gone home. And even Pontus Holmberg has some offensive talents, and he's not in the lineup.
And for Johan Garpenlov, probably not reading the papers back in Sweden, but I did today, and translated, of course. And he's taken some heat for being too passive behind the bench, for not using his timeout, but multiple opportunities in the third period against the Czech Republic. And he said, listen, there's enough TV timeouts. I talked to my players, talked to Lindberg. He said he's feeling okay. There wasn't anything that I could have said to them that would have changed how things were going. And so this game here remains scoreless. You think that they'd like to manufacture some offense and just give themselves some breathing room.
Johan Garpenlov has been around this game for an awful long time. He's been manager of this World Championship team. He's been an assistant coach with this championship team. Plenty of NHL action for him. It's just a year where a lot of their players refuse to come. And it's a thin lineup, and then as we mentioned, lost a couple of key people as it is. Connolly gets spilled in the high slot, goes sliding into Fost, and will get a stoppage in play.
And the puck was centered to him. It went into the net with them, but they had blown the whistle beforehand, and the referee signals no goal. Lindberg comes into the zone and puts it to the front of the net. Not converted by Raquel. I was also on the Swedish national team website, and they list all the players that they have invited to the World Championship. They list the players that have declined. They list the players that are injured, and they also list the players that weren't invited. I mean, there is transparency. And so for some of the Swedish players that aren't here, some of the veteran guys, they could say, hey, we're giving the younger guys an opportunity. But boy, if this game isn't a full 3-point victory for Sweden, they don't have the math to make it into the quarterfinals. And that would be the first time since they changed the format in 1992 to go to that type, and without Sweden in it, boy, that'd be it'd be strange.
It is back-to-back for them, and the short turnaround as well. The late game last night that started at 8:15 local, and the 4:15 local start. And I think we are
just fixing the glove side post for Victor Fost after Connolly slid into him. And now a conversation by Myers to the referee.
I think Connolly and Great Britain would like them to have a look at this.
Well, I think that's what it would be. I mean, the puck was in the net from my vantage point, and Myers is asking about taking a look.
And I think they are going to get their wish, as the referees, Andrus Ansons of Latvia and Christian Vikman of Finland, will go and take a look at this.
Backhand to the front of the net, off the stick. And it's in the back of the net. If you can see it just ripple beside the white box where the camera is. Here's Liam Kirk with the backhand. It goes off the stick of the defender. That's Nygren. Connolly's bounced in there, but I mean, he pushes the goaltender in so he can't make a save. Is the contact there before the puck's over the line? There's the contact, then the puck. Hard pressed to call that a goal because Fost wasn't able to stand his ground to make the save, but they'll review it.
So Great Britain would like to get the early goal in this game. Ben Connolly, it would be his first of this World Championship, but I'm with you.
I'm not sure Connolly even touched it. Might have gone right in, and that would give Liam Kirk 5.
And it's not like Ricard Raquel was completely 100% responsible for Connolly going down. In fact, Connolly almost initiates the contact with Ricard Raquel.
That might have bounced off him at the goal line. I don't believe that this would count because the goaltender is allowed the blue paint. You see he's set and down and then gets pushed in by the sliding Connolly. But they're doing their due diligence. Wouldn't it be something, though, if Great Britain here on just the one shot on net so far was able to have this count for them. Just 8 goals for them through this tournament so far. Lost 7-1 to Russia, 2-1 to Slovakia, 3-2 overtime loss to Denmark, and then an offensive explosion against Belarus with the 4 goals to win that game 4-3.
So Johan Garpenlov, the head coach of Sweden, looks on, waiting for the decision. 609 NHL games played for Johan Garpenlov. Here it is again. Connolly goes sliding into Fost, and there's the contact. And then it goes off of Connolly and in.
We have no goal on the ice. They're goaling down, and we're going to check the goal situation there. Because the puck was in the net. For me, it's no goal. I washed it off on the ice. But we're going to check it.
So it's going to have to be something that overturns that decision from Christian Wickman. But they are taking a longer look than one would think, because
I'm with you.
Here's some facts. The goalie got run into. Now, the player was taken down, couldn't stop himself from sliding. The puck went off a Swedish stick in towards the goaltender. They've got it figured out. The referees do, and after they get their helmets on and take the ice, they'll give us a decision.
They do mask up when they get into the penalty box, and they're calling it a goal.
It kind of goes against all conventional wisdom for me that the goalie is not allowed to make that stop because he was in the position to make it before the contact came. But I'm wondering if because it was contact initiated by Sweden, the puck went off a Swedish stick. It's like, well, you created this mess. I don't know where I'd find that sentence in the rule book, but it's 1-0 Britain. Whew. Yeah, I know.
I would have lost a lot of euros had I bet on that.
Henrik Tommernus is talking to the referee crew of Andris Ansons and Christian Wickman and probably saying, guys, really? But there we go. 1-0 on, wasn't even constituted a shot, but it's going to have to. Their second shot of the game. The first one was that one from Myers earlier, and Sweden just tightens up a little bit, you'd think.
Gordon MJ talked about Andrew Mangiapane joining Canada, and he has Canada in front 1-0 over in that game. We'll see whether this is Liam Kirk's goal or whether it's Connolly's goal. As of right now, they have given it to Liam Kirk. So we'll see whether that changes or whether that stays. That is his 5th of the World Championship if it is his goal.
GBR guy, and that's why he went on the goalie. And the puck was in the net for sure before the goal was dislodged or anything. So
is their guy trying to stop?
Sorry?
Is their guy trying to stop before the goalie?
But he had nothing to avoid. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't help it, for sure not. And we checked. That's what we checked from there. Yeah.
Yeah, but you say you couldn't check.
So there's the explanation that the interference on Connolly, because of that and going into the goaltender, they allow the goal to stand.
Boy, if I'm Sweden, I'm still not buying what the referees are selling at all.
Liam Kirk leading the tournament now in goal scoring with 5. It's impressive.
In across the line, Olofsson will drop it back. Played in behind the net. Kirk played it around to the far corner. Trying to get a stick on that is Philip Hollander, the Pittsburgh draft pick. Out there now for Sweden, but Liam Kirk will get it to center and send it in. Lundestrom trying to regroup for Sweden. So all sorts of adversity facing this Swedish team. Frodin sends it cross ice, and Wingerly will send it in. Loose puck is banked off the boards, doesn't get out. Wingerly down for Freeberg. Freeberg a little stutter step, trying to lose the checking of O'Connor. And O'Connor will get it and sends it on at center ice. Lewis Hook will play it down low to the front of the net for Lakowitz. He got a one-handed whack at it. Victor Fost is down. Sent up, and Wingerly will carry it back for Sweden. Hits the line 1-on-4, and now 1-on-5, but he sends it deep and goes in after it. Tried to get it behind the net. Richardson breaks it up, and Lakowitz will send it cross ice, taken at center by Betteridge, and he'll float this into the Swedish zone.
An influx of energy for Great Britain with that first goal going their way.
POTUS lead pass. Lindbergh couldn't get into the Great Britain zone. Back on for Phillips, throws it to the front of the net looking for Ben Davies. And it comes off a skate, and Par Lindholm will get the center ice and dump it in. Clements with a good bump deep in his own zone on Oscar Lindbergh. The puck gets out at center ice. Par Lindholm dumped his man, and Par Lindholm will bring it right back in. Cuts to the inside, lets the wrister go. And Ben Bounds makes the save and holds on to it.
It's a nice move cutting to the forehand. Lindholm with a quick move, but there's room up over the glove. Doesn't get it high enough there. Put ahead from Hook to the front of the net. Gets a skate or two, and Lakowitz tries to poke it by.
Swindlehurst will play this for Richardson. Puts it up the boards on the right side, and it goes off a stick and deflects up and out of play. We will step aside. Great Britain on a controversial tally. A 1-0 lead on Sweden. Something we haven't seen much of in this tournament. Sweden gives up a first period goal against. And Great Britain up 1-0.
Something that didn't happen last year for them to get the lead with the first goal of a hockey game in the 2019 World Championship.
Ben Lake gets to the line. Lake plays it across back into the slot. That's turned aside. Mario Kempe to the near side boards. Gets bumped on the play by Perlini, and back up the ice now for Adrian Kempe. He'll drop for Mario Kempe. He'll send it back for Nygren. Nygren takes it wide. Nygren trying to get it to the front of the net. And no one there in a Swedish jersey, and it will bounce off the boards all the way up the center. Right back in for Sellgren. Sellgren a little stutter step as he carries that in. First World Championship for him. Won a Calder Cup with the Charlotte Checkers. Went down and joined them for the playoffs. Battle on the far side. Hollander sends it down low for Olofsson. Olofsson trying to spin off a check, can't. Gets held in by Dahlback, but only briefly, and now cleared up at center ice. Dahlback is on it, and Hollander will carry it right back in. Hollander, the Pittsburgh pick, drops for Dahlback. Dahlback to the front of the net. And a couple of chances there for Lundestrom. Dahlback plays this around for Olofsson. Olofsson being watched by Connolly. Olofsson sends it back in behind the net for Lundestrom. Winds his way back on the forehand. Puts it in for Olofsson. And Ben Bounds squares himself up and makes the save.
Staying on the outside and then finally working it towards the front of the net. Lundestrom gets it out front, and Olsson also trying to go past the glove, and I don't think he got everything out that he wanted, but credit Ben Bounds for coming out from the crease. Here's Lundestrom trying to jam it below the pad, but it's sealed off along the ice by Ben Bounds, who once again has been solid in net so far. 7 shots for Sweden. He's turned them all aside.
Lundestrom, 56 faceoffs taken coming into this game, 131 of them for a 55.3% success rate. 71 NHL games for Lundestrom with the Anaheim Ducks. Shot from the line from Potus, that got blockered away. Potus trying to hold it in. Came off his skates and grabbed off by Jonathan Phillips. Phillips plays it all the way rink wide, turning and firing is O'Connor. O'Connor trying to take it to the net, does, and Victor Fost save on the short side and will hang on to it.
O'Connor tried to put it right through Fost. Not much of an angle for him to work with coming in off the boards. Here's the entry to the front and the far side. The spin shot goes back to Great Britain again. And O'Connor says there's room, I'm going to take it. Just tries to get it to find a hole on that left arm of Fost.
Czech Republic right now in a tie with Denmark, sitting for that 4th and final playoff spot. Those two teams have yet to play each other. That happens Monday. And then Great Britain and Belarus. Belarus will be in our next game against Denmark. And then still, you have to take a double take when you look and see Sweden at the bottom of Pool A with just 3 points.
Well, again, with some of the press back in Sweden doing the math, saying 11 points can get you into the quarterfinals for the most part. But they're at 3. They need to win this game with the full 3 points, beat Russia for the full 3 points, just to even have an idea of getting to the quarterfinals. They're still going to need probably some help from other teams, beating other teams, but there's too many games to go to do all the permutations of math on that. Might do that later this evening.
And they've got a back-to-back to finish. They get tomorrow off, and then they've got Slovakia and Russia. Back at the line, wrist shot, that got turned aside. Sorensen trying to get a stick on it, can't, and this gets cleared past Selgren, and all the way back down the ice it goes. Sweden with the short schedule. Did not play the opening night, and they don't play the final day.
Well, if they don't get a couple of wins, they won't be playing after their 7th game, Dennis. They have lost at this tournament 1-0. Their second game against Belarus, the shots were 32-22 in that game. It wasn't like a 40-10 shoot differential.
Hollander gets hooked on the play, and a penalty coming to Great Britain. It's going to be a slashing call, and Sweden will go to the power play down 1-0.
No slash.
Great Britain's penalty kill at 71.4%. They've killed 10 of 14 shorthanded situations. Sweden on the power play 3 for 12, 25%. Kempe, a chance here to draw even in this game. Kempe goes cross ice for Rickard Rakell. The shot got blocked by Tetlow. Raquel on it again, driving it for that far post. Comes around the boards and jumping on it is Adrian Kempe. Kempe down for Lindbergh, back for Kempe, on for Ricard. Raquel whips it, bounds a save. Rebound, Lindbergh back for Raquel. Raquel gets pressured there by Lakowitz. Try to get it back to the line. Lakowitz got a stick on it. Good retrieval here, though, by Frodin. Frodin for Kempe. Lindbergh back in front, Frodin, and bounds another save, and then he'll find it and hang on to it.
Fought off the initial offering, fluttering off the stick of Frodin. Pass down low, and then bump to that inner slot area. Bounce off his glove, and then Tetlo's there to make sure nobody else gets towards the puck. The power play for Sweden, the 3 power play goals, 2 against Switzerland and 1 off the stick of Raquel for his first of the tournament against the Czech Republic in a 4-2 loss.
Olofsson along the near side boards. He has a power play goal. He was looking for the far side. Bounds got a piece of that and deflects it up and out of play.
Sweden had 7 goals in the 7-0 win against Switzerland, and only 5 goals in the other 3 games that were losses. But on this power play, they're getting some inside shots. Ben Bounds is able to stop them.
Olofsson has it again. Backdoor score. Marcus Sorensen has his first of the World Championship and a power play marker on a terrific feed from Olofsson. And this game is tied 1-1.
Nobody saw him coming down the back door. Puck focused on Olofsson as Sorensen greets his teammates at the bench. Contested face-off. Pomerantz is going to put it to the near side. Sorensen top of your screen. He's sneaking down, and there's no defender that can release and get to him. Swindlehurst is with Freeberg, and Bounds can't get across in time. I mean, that is a perfect pass, well executed. And Sorensen is there, and they're getting him the puck.
So a 1-1 game on the power play marker. Selgren plays it back for Dahlback. Dahlback will send it in. Clemens waits for it. Clemens gets pressured there by Olofsson. It'll be another point for defenseman Henrik Tomarnis, the captain of the Swedish team. That will be his 4th point of the tournament. Back to the line it comes for Selgren. Tees it up off a body in front and over top the net. Dahlback ran into Dowd on the far side. Dowd now taking some of his frustration out on Lundestrom. Puck taken in behind the net. No room there. Up the boards for Garside in his 2nd game. Back to the line for Dahlback. That's deflected wide. Liam Kirk is after it. Puts it back. Connolly will play it around the boards. Flips it up at center ice. Garside blocked it at the line. And now it does make it out to neutral ice. And Dowd will spin and fire it in. And Great Britain will start a line change. Freeberg dodges Myers. Myers with the C on his jersey for this game.
Yeah.
Here comes Freeberg, drops it back. Frodin, the one-timer, had his stick lifted. Back at the line, shot by Pilot, and that got blocked. Phillips will chop this up the right side boards. Phillips, normally the captain for this team. Long lead pass on for Davies. Ben Davies will carry it in. Makes you wonder if at 38 years of age, this isn't the finale for Jonathan Phillips.
The passing of the torch, if you will, as Phillips just finished his 100th game representing Great Britain.
Perlini throws that from a sharp angle. It's turned away and cleared.
Phillips had the assist to Ben Lake on the goal against France that got them to stay here at the Worlds. This is the pass coming into your living room, but it's not going to make it there because Sorensen redirects it past the blocker. Head up from Olofsson the whole way, and nobody's taking down the passing lane and nobody's getting the backdoor guy.
Tomernes on for Nygren and back for Tomernes into the final 2.5 of period number 1. Lindberg plays it back. Par Lindholm sends it back at the line for Tomernes. Tomernes near side for Nygren. Nygren's shot got blocked. Tomernes on it again, back for Nygren, and another blast that got blocked as Ben Lake got in front of it. Tomernes has played big-time minutes, especially after the injury to Nils Lundqvist, the young Ranger draft pick.
Yeah, he's looked good, Tomernes, for sure. Very steady, gets his shot through on the power play, hard passes.
Initially a Vancouver pick back in 2011. Mario Kempe, Adrian Kempe, another penalty coming to Great Britain. And this will get cleared by Hook on the far side. And power play coming up for Sweden as Sweden starts to crank up the speed of this game a little bit.
Well, they have to. This is Lakowitz there, just missed that hook on the entry. And it didn't look that bad initially, but it caused the Swedish player to mishandle the puck. So the tail end of this first period will be another power play opportunity for Sweden.
1-for-1 with the man advantage and a face-off win for Par Lindholm. 56% in the face-off department is Par Lindholm coming into this game. He has taken a ton of them, 66 coming into this game. For Sweden, shot from the line by Tomernes, rebound. Ben Bounds got the right pad down, makes a brilliant stop.
Boy, did he stretch to his right to make that save. I mean, there was a bit of a sloppy rebound. There's traffic there. He's down in the butterfly, goes off his pad, and then lunging to his right.
Par Lindholm stopped at center. Gets inside the Great Britain line, doesn't get deep, comes back out. And now Sorensen, who has the power play goal for Sweden in this game. Tomernes for Olofsson. Olofsson puts on the brakes. Stick handles at the dot, walks it in. Look for the far side, and again, Bounds got the right pad down.
That's the wrong guy to let step into a shot from there.
Olofsson has it again as they find that high seam. Olofsson walks it in, lets it go short side, and another save off the glove, I think, and up and down a play. Or that go off the pipe?
I believe it did. Olofsson, he wants to be a shooter, and this is that shot right there off the top of the crossbar. Bounds had the glove up. This was earlier when he was able to walk right in. It's a fantastic stretch out save. Tomernes, there's the rebound we were talking about that wasn't converted because Ben Bounds was big and quick to get to his right. Great Britain's got to get out of this period. 1-1.
Richardson sends it around. Betteridge was there, couldn't clear it, kept in by Sweden. Back at the line it comes for Nygren. Nygren will play it for Rickard Rakell. Rakell walks it in against Lake. Rakell. Dying seconds of the period, down to the goal line for Lindberg. Lindberg is in from the line as Nygren, and that got blocked by Betteridge. Rebound, Bounce comes across and robs Oscar Lindberg. One more chance for Rickard Rakell, and one more save for Ben Bounds.
At the very end there, some chances for Sweden, but Ben Bounds comes up big as he does.
18-5, the shots in favor of Sweden, perhaps 19 on that last one, and the game is tied 1-1.
Score of the first period, Sweden 1, Great Britain 1. Shots on goal in the first period. Great Britain 5, Sweden 18.
Have a good one. 1, 2, 3. Hey. Sticks on the ice. Please, have a good one.
Hey, go! Hey, goalie grease, number 19. 19. 19. Be careful.
No slashes. We have no goal on the ice. They're goaling down, and we're going to check the goal situation there. Because the puck was in the net. For me, it's no goal. I washed it off on the ice. But we're going to check it. It was your player who took down the GBR guy, and that's why he went on the goalie. And the puck was in the net for sure before the goal was dislodged or anything. So,
Is their guy trying to stop?
sorry?
Is their guy trying to stop before the goalie?
Well, he had nothing to avoid. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't help it, for sure not. And we checked. That's what we checked from there. Yeah.
Давай приймемо пілна. І приймемо кисати ката. Не дати кисати серце.
Eller ställer han sig mer framför mål?
Victor Fost is cleaning his crease, and he's got his mask on. And Bounds doesn't yet. Now he does. What about you, Dennis?
Well, I just got mine off. I keep forgetting. I'm trying to figure out why I sound muffled in my head, and I just thought my head was muffled.
Well, we are at game number 33 of the tournament, not the ones we've done, but in completion so far.
We are asked to mask up during intermissions in that. For the most part, we try and obey the rules and regulations here. 20 shots on goal is what the final total was for Sweden in that opening period. Victor Olofsson had 4. And Oscar Lindberg had 3. 15 seconds now left in the power play for Sweden here as the second period does get going. Richardson will send this all the way down the ice. Our intrepid reporter, Claire Hanna, has got to the bottom of the Myers-Phillips captaincy story. It is the 100th International Hockey League game, or International Hockey League event game for Matthew Myers. So before the game, they presented him with a jersey with the C on it. And after this game, Jonathan Phillips will go back to being the captain for Great Britain.
Phillips, who got to the century mark in representing Great Britain a couple of games ago and has been their captain for the last 9 years.
So the power play ends, 1-1 tie. Sweden 1 for 2 with the man advantage. And Richardson will play it for Templo. Templo sends it up the boards, but off the bench to break it up is Kempe. Adrian Kempe's shot goes off the stick. Mario Kempe on the retrieval. And a pass comes off a stick, and Pilot trying to hold it in. Dowd gathers it up. He'll skate it back for Great Britain. Throws it into the corner. POTUS is there to try and clear. Dowd knocks it down. POTUS ties him up. And Mario Kempe are on for Sorensen. Sorensen rather takes the puck away. And Adrian Kempe will now head to the bench.
One of the changes,
Mario Kempe will follow.
Dennis, that Johan Garpenloff did make. He's been keeping the Kempe brothers together for the last 3 games of the tournament, but Dennis Rasmussen was on that wing. Now it's Sorensen in this game. Sorensen's got the power play marker back in the first period for Sweden.
And now Sorensen makes his way to the bench. That'll complete the change. Hollander, who is seeing a lot of action in this game compared to what he did in the first game that he was in, or the first couple that he was in for that matter. Cross ice pass, rebound off the backboards, and a short side try there. And now off a stick, up and out of play is Hollander and Olofsson. And that line almost connecting for Sweden.
Some speed in the neutral zone by Hollander. And here's the one off the backboards. And again, we've seen this athleticism from Ben Bounds. Was set and then has to lunge with that right pad. That saves the goal for sure. Has to recoil there and get his balance. Now he's back to his feet, of course, but boy, has he jetted out those pads in a hurry.
off the backboards. Bounds is going to hang on to it, and Isaac Lundestrom switched hands on the faceoff, and he wins it.
For Bounds, just a workhorse. Since turning pro, he's never played fewer than 46 games in any season, except this last season where there wasn't a lot of hockey in Britain. So he went and played in Klagenfurt, Austria. He hurt his knee after the third game, missed a couple of months, came back in his first game back he played in Graz, my mistake. In his first game back with Graz, got the overtime win. They didn't make the playoffs.
So there's Lundestrom again, switching to a right hand.
So he's doing like a rowboat style of putting both hands the same way, moving the stick over and trying to pull it back. Yeah. Scoop it back with that blade the wrong way.
The defense pair for Sweden out there now. 7.5 minutes in the opening period for Magnus Nygren, 7:14 for Henrik Tomernes. They eat up a lot of time on the back end for Sweden.
The only thing about that face-off maneuver is if the puck falls at your feet and the guy you're up against also falls down, you can't shoot it at the net. Your hands are backwards, the blade's backwards, you may as well just kick it.
Tomernes for Olofsson, back up top for Tomernes. He rifles that one through some traffic wide. Hollander is after it. Hollander tried to get it back at the line for Nygren. And Ben Lake is there to intercept. 1 assist in this championship for him. Plays it in, and Fost will send it on to the corner for Tomernes.
Once again, it's a period for Great Britain where they don't even get a shot on net in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Back and across for Frodin. Works it in behind the net. Richardson breaks it up. And now the lead pass out to center for Phillips, no further, as Phillips got the puck taken away by Pilot. Frodin takes the pass around the boards, plays it on for Wingerly. Wingerly to the line, lifts a backhander through, and a bit of a delayed call, but they are going to call Pilot for offside.
And Bounds, who would normally have played for the Nottingham Panthers and did in that series that they had before coming here. There's the glove stop. Be able to get out the pad. This is a good one off Olofsson. And get used to that right pad going out. There's another one.
Joshua Tetlow, by the way, was the big-time Minuteman for Great Britain at 7:03 in that opening period.
He blocks a lot of shots, Tetlow does.
Key on the penalty kill, and they had almost 2 full penalties to kill. The one was ended with a goal by Sorensen, and then the second one was interrupted by the period coming to an end. Pilot chases this back into his own end. Lakowitz after him, and they would say this was knocked down with a high stick. So the face-off will be in the Swedish end of the ice.
Great Britain is the second oldest team at the tournament. Latvia takes the honors. And Johan Garpenloff, the team's working hard, but I don't think anybody expected it to be 1-1 almost 5 minutes into the second period between Great Britain and Sweden. And Sweden still enjoys life on the outside in the offensive zone. They have to get to the net. Like, just throw the puck at the net, drive the puck to the net, draw a penalty, shoot the puck at the net, just to the net.
Adrian Kempe won 4 or 5 faceoffs in the opening period, wins that one. Sorensen on for Kempe. Kempe into the Great Britain zone, plays it back at the line for Sellgren. Sellgren lets the wrister go high and wide. Connolly's after it on the far side. Connolly now gets tied up with Dahlback, gives him a little bit of a shot with the stick. And they tie this up in behind the Great Britain net, and we will get a face-off. Par Lindholm is the other successful face-off taker, as he has been the entire tournament. Won 5 of 6, 83% in the opening period for Sweden.
Sorensen gets on the board in this game for his first point at the World Championship with that power play goal from Olofsson and Tomernes.
You talked about Great Britain being an older team, and you have to believe that having no season perhaps hurt some of the younger players that maybe felt they had a shot at being here. because they only ended up playing a very abbreviated tournament-type season.
Yeah, 12 to 14 games, and the younger players would have wanted to have a bit of a resume to show. But when in doubt, go with the players that have been here before. And for Britain, that's 16 returning players from the 2019 championship team that was able to beat France in overtime.
Ben Davies, who had the puck right there, was the overtime hero.
No relegation this year because there are no Division 1A tournaments happening, so every team will return next year.
And next year is in Finland, Helsinki and Tampere. Shot to the short side by Isaac Lundestrom. That got turned away. Makes its way to the front of the net, but Hammond will chase this down on the far side. 1-1 tie here in the second period. Great Britain and Sweden. Day 8 of the IIHF World Championship. Clemens goes across, Tetlow the shot, save, rebound, bounces out to the side of the net and gets batted away, and Hollander will send it on for Freeburg.
Bouncing puck there for Perlini to put the backhand to.
Perlini, one of a number of Canadians born on this Great Britain team. Back at the line for Wingerly. Wingerly sends it back. Pilot from the near side, lets it go, Bounds makes the save. Rebound ends up in the corner, back at the line. POTUS takes the pass from Pilot. POTUS trying to find a lane to the net against Hammond. Dishes it off for Pilot. Pilot plays it down off the corner boards, came all the way back to POTUS. Back to Pilot, through some traffic, blockered away by Ben Bounds. Frodin, Wingerly. Wingerly fakes, lets it go. Tempo blocked another one. Pilot on for Frodin. For Wingerly, try to get it back to Frodin. Again, Tetlow got a stick in front of that. Pilot at the line, big time pressure here by Sweden. Pilot cross ice, slap shot, score! Big time pressure by Sweden. And Pilot slides it across. POTUS with the one-timer. And Sweden with the 2-1 lead.
All predicated on D to D and shoot the puck. And gather back up and get it back to the points again. Working it to the front of the net, doesn't quite get there. Tetlow chases, that's the defenseman. But the D to D, POTUS comes in, and he's able to get that one-timer right over the glove of Ben Bounds, who moves to his right. This Pilot makes a move and then gets it right for POTUS to step into. Both defensemen at the tops of the circles, but previous to that shift, in the whole time the puck was in that zone, it was back to the point, one pass across, shoot it towards the net, get it again, repeat, and it pays off for the 2-1 lead.
So after giving up the game's opening tally, Sweden comes back with a power play goal. And now POTUS, they had Ben Bounds going from his left to his right. And POTUS with the perfect shot right up top under the bar glove side. As he will pick up his first of this championship. Dahlback back into his own end. 170 NHL games for him. Chicago, Arizona, Carolina. And then in 18-19 moved back to the KHL. Sweden with a 2-0 lead here in the second period. Is the score, not 2-0. Correct that. The early goal for Great Britain. I guess in my mind, I still think it should not have been allowed.
Apparently.
But I'm going to let that go.
The Connolly clan would like to speak with you, and so do the Kirks.
Yes, I'm going to let that go. As of right now, done. Back at the line for Tomernes. Gets it on for Sorensen, back for Tomernes, right side for Nygren. Nygren back for Mario Kempe, tried to slip that back down low. Adrian Kempe jumps on the loose puck, has Sorensen and Mario Kempe with him. And Mario Kempe gets all tied up with Dowd, but kept in by Tomernes. Tomernes for Nygren, and that shot blocked in front of the net. Richardson took the brunt of that, and he felt it. Back at the line for Tomernes, on for Nygren again. Walks it in, drops it back for Sorensen. Sorensen tried to get that down low.
Yeah, he wasn't ready to shoot. That was a great setup, but he wasn't prepared to shoot the puck. And here's the adjustment that Sweden has made in this game that they didn't do against Belarus. Is they're bringing their third forward up high to the blue line so that it pulls Great Britain away from the front of their net. There's the goal from POTUS. But against Belarus, they had all their forwards down low, they had their defensemen up high, and they just stayed on the outside. Now they're pulling one of their forwards out high along the blue line with the two defensemen, and that's pulling a player out to have to check him, and if not, he's open for a shot. There's Olofsson right there. That's exactly what we're talking about.
POTUS unloads with another one, and this one ticks off a stick and up off the glass and out of play. 11:16 to go in the second.
So a lot of NHL teams are doing this now because teams fold towards the net. There's this shot that goes off the right arm of bounds into the netting. If you can't get the puck to the net because all five players are within the blue paint and the tops of the circles, pull a guy out. That forces someone to go out there with him, and then you can re-attack. So Johan Garpenlov making an adjustment from the game that they lost against Belarus 1-0 3 games ago.
POTUS back into his own zone, twisting and turning, gets double teamed though by Matthews and Davies. Up the boards for Olofsson. He'll throw it cross ice, and Lawrence Pilot will track this down, play it cross ice for POTUS. POTUS will play it back for Pilot. On for Isaac Lundestrom. He got stopped at the blue line. On for Perlini. Brett Perlini got stopped at the Swedish line by POTUS. On for Hollander, and he'll send it in. Hollander part of that Swedish team at the 2019 World Junior in BC. When Sweden still had its preliminary round winning streak going. Chipped off the boards and out the center ice by Dolbach. On for Freeberg. Freeberg drops it back. Wingerly, and a good defensive play by Hammond. Just got enough of Wingerly's stick. At the line, slap shot by Selgren. And another save for Ben Bounds. And another face-off in the Great Britain zone.
And now Sweden's being more direct. Play off the rush. Center drive. This goes off the stick of David Clements. Almost fools Ben Bounds.
Our producer, Bucky Buchanan, has had his calculator out and the stat sheets out. There's been 90 goals scored in this building in Group A. 23 have come from just 6 players. As we have seen some goal scoring from certain guys. Kirk Hoffman. Kirk now has 5. Meyer, Jensen, Barabanov, and Bertisov. They have accounted for 23 of the 90.
So the goal scorers scoring goals in bunches in a big pot.
Hammond sends this around the boards. He has 2 in this World Championship, had 4 back in 2019 in Slovakia. And play gets whistled down. 2-1. Sweden with the lead here in the second period. Day 8 in Riga. Nygren plays this back. Blue line slap shot by Ricard Raquel. That got blocked. And now Betteridge is limping. Richardson is back out after blocking the shot a couple of shifts ago. Tomernes chips it off the boards against the limping Betteridge. Betteridge went down. Puck loose in the corner. Played back up top at the line. Nygren down low. Short side try there by Lindbergh. Turned away. Rebound. Parlin home. Lets it go and Ben Bounds. Another save. Back for Raquel. The old Crow back up top. Tried to get it down. It bounced away from Lindbergh. Parlin home goes after it. Back for Lindbergh. Tomernes. And he'll play cross ice for Pilot. Lindholm finds some room. Good save made by Bounds as he got the glove up as Lindholm was looking glove side.
This line's tired for Britain. They got to make the line and get it deep.
Considering it's back-to-back and late early games for Sweden, Sweden certainly has been the faster and the better skating team in this game.
Well, they know it's on the line. They have to win this in one regulation to have a chance to go on in the quarterfinals.
Kempe to the short side, blockered away by Bounds. Kempe after it, cleared away from him. Lead pass up for Connolly. Connolly's pass goes nowhere and grabbed off at center and brought back in by Mario Kempe. Kempe scores! Mario Kempe with a quick wrister from the high slot. Beats Bounds glove side, and it's 3-1.
Some breathing room for Sweden. They've been building here in the second period. Cycling in the offensive zone, getting more shots through. This one eludes the glove of Bounds. This one's going off the outside of the post by Adrian Kempe. Clemens has it. It's a soft pass, and it's a turnover. So Sweden's going to regroup. And Mario Kempe has a lane. And this is a seeing eye shot through the legs over the glove by Mario Kempe. And the stick twirl celebration afterwards. 3-1 Sweden. You know, when a team works hard, some of the better chances don't go in, but if you keep at it, you get fortunate, and that goal certainly helps the confidence of Mario Kempe.
First of the tournament for him. Philadelphia pick initially, did play NHL with the Arizona Coyotes, spent some time in Tucson in the American League. Dahlback shot got turned aside. The loose puck is gathered in behind the net. Started this season with the Ontario Reign and then finished up in the KHL with CSKA Moscow. Lundestrom trying to work it off the backboards. Myers ties him up, and then Myers gets tied up with Olofsson. Dahlback is in from the line. And Ben Davies will play it back into his own zone. And Phillips will flip it back with the Swedish line no further.
It's the other parts of the lineup that are getting the offense for Sweden, not the big name stars. Sorensen, yes, an NHLer, but he gets his first. Potus, he gets his first. Kempe, he gets his first at the tournament. That's depth scoring.
It's more than one play that decides a game or a tournament for you, but they will look back at that penalty situation at the end of the second period yesterday against the Czech Republic. Shot by Wingerly, that goes off the leg to the corner. Ben Lake is after it. Lake for Great Britain for Perlini. He got stripped of the puck by Frodin, and another save made by Bounds. Freiberg plays it back for Nygren for Tomernes. He'll hammer one in, and another save by Bounds. And we'll get another face-off as most of the play this period, Dave Tomlinson, has been to our left.
It has been, and Ben Bounds has been busy. This is the Kempe goal where he has a lane and he's going to take it. Nice shot. Now that situation at the end of the period between the Czech Republic and Sweden, coming into the third period, it looked like the Czech Republic were on the penalty kill. They got the penalties mixed up. It was Sweden who had to kill the penalty. They didn't. Czech Republic scored. That got them going. And they kept going to take the victory 4-2. An offside call here against Great Britain.
Shots are 33-6. in this game. Shots are 13-1 here in the second period in favor of Sweden. Off day yesterday for Great Britain. Their last win or game and win came Wednesday, a 4-3 win over Belarus. They were up 4-3, and then they got outshot 22-7 in the third period by Belarus, but they hung on for the 4-3 win. First regulation win in a long time. You heard Rod Block and Martin Gaffat talking about that earlier. Lundestrom off the far side, drops it back. Quick shot by Lindberg off the blocker of Bounds and up and out of play. 5:35 left to go in the second period. The period dominated by Sweden. Points for Sweden, so if you do the math, if they win in regulation last night, they're sitting alone in the fourth and final playoff spot in Group A, but that did not happen. Czech Republic winning in regulation, so Czech Republic and Denmark now tied for that fourth and final playoff spot. We've got a log jam up top between Russia, Switzerland, and Slovakia, all with 9 points.
Sweden at the bottom of the Group A pool coming into this game, so that's how important these points are to them.
Sorensen will play it back. Adrian Kempe back for Dahlback. Adrian Kempe at the line. Sellgren the shot. That's deflected up. Liam Kirk is the goal scorer for Great Britain. Drafted by Arizona, but it was Tony Hand who was actually the first British player to be drafted. And quite the story is Tony Hand.
Well, he was close to becoming an NHLer as he came over after being drafted by the Edmonton Oilers, but there's more to the story with the Alberta rival.
He won a Young Player of the Year award, and part of that award was he was going to go to the Calgary Flames training camp. And that was in 85-86, and then before he went to the training camp, Glenn Sather and the Edmonton Oilers drafted him. Back in for Nygren. Nygren blasts that one wide. Olofsson is after it. Back at the line for Tomernes. Tomernes goes cross-ice. Shot by Olofsson. Save made by Bounds. And Matthew Myers on the loose puck, and he'll send this ahead for Phillips.
Tony Hand was actually born in Scotland. So when you say that Liam Kirk was the first British-born and trained player, that's where that comes from. Tony Hand's nickname was 2-Point Tony because of the proliferation of points that he secured. He is and still remains the highest scoring professional hockey player in all of the world. Over 4,000 points. Yes, more than Wayne Gretzky. And when he went to training camp, he only had one stick and it broke, so Marty McSorley gave him one and used that one.
Centered up front. Sweden now with more pressure. Shot, another save by Bounds. Jammed to the corner, centered up front. And Bounds will dive out, smother it, and he will hang on to it for a face-off.
Stop was with that left pad again.
Tony Hand played for the Victoria Cougars in preparation for the camp. Had, what, 8 points in 3 games?
Yes, he did.
And then when the Oilers sent him back, they wanted him to come back the following year, but there was so much publicity and so much around the fact that there was this player who was born in Scotland, played in Britain, who was trying to crack the National Hockey League. Everything just kind of got to him, and he decided, I don't need all of this.
Yeah, and this is the Oilers of the 80s, so you know what eyes were on them. And Tony Hand actually coached this British national team in 2012 and 13. First year for Jonathan Phillips to be captain, as a matter of fact, in 2012.
Hammond trying to center it, came back at the line for Richardson. Richardson through traffic, blocked in front of the net, cleared by Putis. And Freeberg is on it. Freeberg hits the line, Putis waiting for it, and it was a little slow getting to him. And Putis had to be careful. He wasn't sure if that was going to get intercepted or not. Steal for Frodin. Frodin on for Wingerly. This has been a good line. Frodin, Freeberg, and Wingerly.
Yeah, they had the opening goal last game against the Czech Republic.
Lindbergh steals. Wingerly being hounded there by Hammond. And the pass intercepted by Richardson on for Perlini. And Hammond unable to play that up the boards. And Hammond will get it again.
It's little plays like that where Great Britain, they get the puck, but they don't get it out cleanly. And then they just spend more time in their own zone, and all they can do is hustle to the bench for a line change like they've done here.
And the puck management that the coaches have talked about is exactly that in their league play, they can get away with some of that. At this level, you're not going to get away with it.
No, you turn the puck over at this level when you're tired at the end of the shift. Like, this has got to get out.
And as a result, Ben Bounds sees way more shots than he should.
And some block shots to help out the goaltender. There's one there by Phillips, and coming across, there's Tetlow. He just put shot block on loop by Tetlow. This one is up high. Everyone's getting into it. There's Tetlow again. And Richardson took the last one up the outside of the knee. The last thing about Tony Hand, who was born in Edinburgh, he was awarded the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire in 2004.
A good story. It is a really good story. And there's a shot by Great Britain. O'Connor letting it fly, and Victor Fost, who is probably getting chilly down at that end of the ice. Great Britain has now allowed 66 shots in the last 2-3 periods, minus 2:09 left in this one.
And just 2 shots for in this game for them in this second period. So 7 total for Great Britain. Try to get another one.
O'Connor leaves it, shot. Victor Fost got the stick down, turned that one away from Dowd. You do have to wonder, after not playing for so long, and then playing a mini-series tournament, and then coming here, if conditioning might not be a factor, but Sweden is desperate. That's the other side of this story. Back at the line for Tomernes. O'Connor went down. Tomernes didn't shoot it, then he did. Blocked in front by Phillips. Tomernes gets spilled into the boards there as he got tied up with Dowd. And Tomernes stays out there. Does appear maybe a little bit shaken up and offside here. Called against Great Britain, and Tomernes does seem to be favoring his left arm or left shoulder.
Yeah, and good for him not to react and take a dumb penalty. It was a heavy hit into the boards, but he's going to soldier through. Going to see Dowd here, and that's a fair hit. Dowd kept his arm across the chest and then used the shoulder to propel him into the boards.
Got in front of him, make sure it wasn't in the numbers.
There's a little interchange, and then Dowd with a shot towards the net off almost the toe cap of Victor Fost, who has won the Honken Trophy in Sweden. That's emblematic of the best goaltender. There's Tomernes going down the tunnel. Best goaltender in the top league in Sweden in 2011 and 2012, and then 2018 and then 2021. It's impressive.
It is. Sweden cannot afford to lose Tomernes. They're already without Nils Lundqvist on the back end. And across for Olofsson, dishes it off. Pilot will leave it for Hollander. Hollander being watched by Clements, dishes it off. On it is Olofsson. Into the final minute here of the period. Lundestrom, great pass there by Potus. Just popped away from Lundestrom. Potus has it again, back for Pilot. Pilot back to Potus, cross ice, quick shot and that missed the short side. Terrific three-way passing play with Pilot, POTUS, and Olofsson. And Olofsson missed the net.
Yeah, he doesn't normally miss those. Sweden can register one more skater. They have their goaltenders, but they can add one more skater to their roster if they see fit.
They have Albert Johnson, or Johansson rather, who is yet to play in this tournament. He is registered. This gets played around the boards. He is a defenseman as well, so we'll see what happens with 2 games left after this for Sweden. Slovakia on Sunday and Russia on Monday as the second period does come to an end.
And Sweden gives themselves some breathing room. This is the nice passing play at the very end. It's going to go all the way across, and Olofsson fans on it. This is the outside of the bar. That doesn't count.
So Ben Bounds was very busy. The shots in that period, 22-3 in favor of Sweden and 40-8 after 40.
Team Sweden 3, Team Great Britain 1. Shirts and goals.
He's second, then I drop it. Woo!
Keep it down. Keep it down. Hey, easy. Play, play. Come on. Whoa. It was between the legs, so I didn't want problems here. Woo! Hey, buddy, be careful with the blue pants.
I'm outside though.
Yeah, actually, you were inside when they shot the puck.
Yeah, but you gotta start somewhere.
I know, but be careful. That's what I said. What's the blue?
Kirky.
Oh, man, here we go. What girls' sections are? Let's go. Let's go. Go, Baldy. Fuck down. Let's go. Well done, Luke.
Sweden finds itself in the same situation it did last night, a 2-goal lead going into the third period. It's been a good afternoon for Jonathan Pudas. Has a goal. Look at Adrian Kempe of the Los Angeles Kings. Victor Fost has stopped 7 of 8. First one he didn't have a chance to stop. And Ben Bounds has been busy. He has faced 42 shots, has stopped 39. And Sweden up 3-1 here going into the third period and trying to nail this one down and get themselves back into the win column. Freeberg will take it wide. Lindberg, Pudas, and Olofsson, each with 5 shots on goal. For Sweden, the only Swedish player dressed and not registering a shot on goal so far is Victor Louvre, who has not played in this game. Is dressed.
Yeah, I was going to say his stick must be pretty short. He can't be getting a shot from the bench.
Other than that, every skater has at least 1 shot on goal for Sweden. Per Lindholm has won 9 of 12 faceoffs. Henrik Tomernes has played 14 minutes and 21 seconds. Magnus Nygren has played 14 minutes and 8 seconds. Joshua Tetlow on Great Britain's squad, 14 minutes and 30 seconds of ice time. And Matthew Myers has won 6 of 9 faceoffs. So some of the numbers after 40 minutes, and we'll take a look and see whether or not Tomernes is on the Swedish bench. Took a bump from Dowd.
Yeah, he's there, which is a good sign for Sweden. Left at the tail end of that second period before the period was over after that heavy hit from Robert Dowd. Legal check.
So Per Lindholm loses that face-off, won 9 of 12 coming into that draw. Kept it at the line though by Lindberg, in for Per Lindholm, another save by Ben Bounds. Per Lindholm puts on the brakes, tried to slip it back to the line. It's intercepted. Cleared out at center ice, and that's as far as that play gets as Jonathan Pudas plays it back for Per Lindholm. Lindholm drops for Oscar Lindberg. He'll play it back to the blue line. Lawrence Pilot. Pilot again will skate it in. Pilot being watched there by Dowd. Plays it around. Lindberg slides it through for Jonathan Pudas. On for Pilot. Wrist shot off the glove of Bounds and over top the net. Pudas tees another one up, and another save by Bounds. And Lindberg will walk into one and blister it wide. In front of the net, unable to get a stick on it was Ricard Raquel. Pudas walks it in, Bounds another save. Pudas at the line, drives this all the way around the boards for Lawrence Pilot. One-time Buffalo Sabre, on for Per Lindholm, on for Ricard Raquel, back for Per Lindholm, and a glove save made by Bounds.
And now Great Britain, and Liam Kirk does a smart thing. Instead of panicking with the puck, he'll take it back into his own end and allow for a change, but also to get the puck then up ice. Too many times in this game, Britain, when it's a scramble situation, just throw the puck away right back to the opposition.
Mike Hammond will now curl back at center. 2 goals in this championship for him after 4 in 2018.
Yeah, he scored against Germany in the 3-1 loss, had a goal in the 6-3 loss to the United States, and also scored in the 7-1 loss to Slovakia, and able to be a part of history in that game where they beat France.
10 bounces down, puck taken to the corner. 111 games played for Mike Hammond at Lakehead University in Thunder Bay, and 130 points in those 111 games. Back to the line for Dahlback. That shot got blocked by Ben Lake. Dahlback sends it down low off the backboards. Hook is coming up. Sorensen gets the stick in the midsection, and Sweden will go back to the power play.
When you get running around in your own end and can't get the puck out, and sooner or later it's going to come back to bite you. This is Garside at the tail end. And Sorensen, who's trying to stay to the outside, feels the stick come in. Here's the Lindholm chance. Goes off Swindlehurst, and then you see Ben Bounds stays with it, falling forward to make that stop.
Ben Bounds plays in Austria. And here for Great Britain. Again, brilliant. Olofsson sends it down to the goal line, gets it back from Freeberg. Back for Olofsson. He'll pitch it back to the line. Tomernes on for Sorensen. Marcus Sorensen in for Par Lindholm. Slapped it wide, short side. Olofsson has it again. Olofsson lets the shot go, Bounds the save. Par Lindholm finds the loose puck. Drops it back for Olofsson, down for Freeberg. Freeberg for Sorensen. Finally pressured by Betteridge, comes across for Olofsson. Back at the line, gets it back. Right pad save made by Bounds. And a backhander in tight by Par Lindholm. And that goes up and over.
Olofsson got the shot and the rebound that he was looking for, but Great Britain were better in front of the net for Bounds to clear that puck. In 2019, penalty killing wasn't the strong suit for Great Britain. They were shorthanded 23 times, allowed 12 power play goals against in 2019. This year, they came into the game killing 9 of 12, so 3 against, and then Sweden did get on the board via Sorensen in the first period with a power play marker, and they still have 1:13 to go, but they cleaned up that area for sure. I remember in that tournament, they didn't get the puck down like there, but there were just too many holes in their penalty killing. Now they're a little bit more compact.
Cole Perfetti, the youngster, has a goal for Canada, and it's a 3-2 Canada lead. Back at the line, Nygren on for Kempe. Kempe to the goal line, in front of him comes, and off the pad and maybe off the outside of the post for his arm. In tight chance and another good save. And this will get cleared as Frodin with the nice setup there from Ricard Raquel.
Frodin came to play for Sweden last game. A goal and 2 helpers in their victory, against Switzerland a couple of games ago. And that was a really great chance for him.
Cleared back down the ice, Nygren going after it. Victor Fost will play it away. Jonathan Pudas plays for Jokerit in the KHL. On for Olofsson. Power play is over. Olofsson sends it around the boards. 4 shots on that power play for Sweden, and now an icing call against Great Britain, and that'll bring the face-off all the way back.
Kempe with the pass down, the bump to the front. Frodin, good shot, better save by Bounds. Frodin plays in Skellefteå, pardon me, known as the Gold Town. It is 11 hours by bus, northeast of Stockholm. I'm from Vancouver. I could drive to Calgary in 11 hours.
If you drive fast. Yeah. Clemens on the loose puck, sends this all the way up at center. Connolly chases it back into his own zone, loses it against Hollander. Hollander trying to send it down low. Olofsson has it. And another penalty coming to Great Britain as Olofsson got hooked on the play by O'Connor. Connolly goes in, gives Lundestrom a bit of a bump. 6 attackers now for Sweden. Pilot tried to flip it back for Wingerly. And this will get cleared away. Power play for Sweden when we come back. Sweden back to the power play, trying to nail this one down with 2 seconds under 14 minutes left to go here in period number 3. Denmark and Belarus yet to come in this building. Latvia and Norway, the night game over in the big rink. Sorensen cross ice, Olofsson back at the line, wrist shot bounds the save, and Tetlow there to clear the rebound down the ice.
Ben Bounds has been fantastic for Great Britain. We have seen a couple of pucks bounce off his glove. He's able to see through traffic. There has been traffic for Sweden there at the front of the net, but sooner or later, I think Sweden are going to pounce on one of these errant pucks off his catcher.
Back at the line. Tomarnis, Sorensen. Sorensen, by the way, did pick up an assist on the Mario Kempe goal that made it 3-1. So a goal and an assist for him in this game. Back at the line for Tomarnis, and this skips off the ice and bounces over his stick, and down the ice it goes, and Tomarnis will head to the bench on the change. Victor Foss will play this up at center for Lindberg. No room for him. Over for Frodin, back for Nygren, for Ricard Raquel, and in. Lindberg bumped in the corner by Myers. Cross for Ricard Raquel. He whipped the wrist shot wide. Lindberg sends it all the way back around the boards for Adrian Kempe. Adrian Kempe to the goal line for Lindberg. Gets it back. Freeberg is in the high slot. Takes the pass, sends it back at the line. Nygren for Ricard Raquel. Slapped it off the body. And up and down a play.
Richardson was the one that sacrificed and slid out, as Sweden is now up to 50 shots in the hockey game. In 2019, Ben Bounds faced 261 shots, 31 goals got by him as Great Britain was getting their feet wet at that tournament. Lost their first 6 games, and then just a dramatic win that they had to have against France. Whatever team would have won that game would have been here at this tournament. Great Britain, the overtime winner.
And down 3-0 at one time in that game.
Oh gosh, it was 2-0 in the second period, and then 3-0 in 6 seconds by
Raquel.
France.
Yeah, and then they fought back.
In the third period, chipped away, got one, got another, tied it up. And then the overtime winner by Ben Davies, pardon me.
Cleared back, Clemens into his own zone. Power play is over. So they've killed 3 of 4, and an icing call now against Great Britain to bring the face-off all the way back.
The Canadian coaching crew for Great Britain. Corey Nielsen, you see there. Adam Keefe is also a co-coach.
They've gone the Canadian route. Peter Woods from Winnipeg, who's now with Hockey Manitoba, coached them for a while. Chris McSorley, you mentioned Marty earlier in the Tony Hand story. Chris McSorley coached them for a number of years. He's out of Hamilton, now coaches in the Swiss League. Rick Strachan out of Winnipeg was their coach for a while. Tony Hand coach for a bit, Doug Christensen, who was born in Milwaukee. And Pete Russell is the coach of this team, but for family reasons is not here.
He coached this season in Germany and was away from his family and young daughter for 9 months, and then when he was home just couldn't leave again, and so into the capable hands of younger coaches Adam Keefe and Courtney Nielsen.
Liam Kirk back along the boards at the line. Phillips unable to hold it in. And Olsson will send this in, and he'll head to the bench. Olsson, 20 goals and 42 points in his rookie year in the National Hockey League with Buffalo.
The smart thing for Sweden in this game is to make sure that they play everybody. Victor Louvre hasn't played, but outside of that coaching decision, because they've got back-to-backs coming up against Slovakia and Russia, and those also, every game's a must-win at this point. They need the full 3 points.
Correct.
So if they're able to distribute ice time, suffer any injuries, they add to the 3-1. And Britain hasn't really done anything offensively since the middle of the second period. There's a good shot, though.
Save made by Victor Foster. The problem compounds for Sweden is two of the teams that they are chasing are Denmark and the Czech Republic, and they lost to both of those teams.
Yeah, they put themselves in a bit of a corner here with the opening loss to Denmark. They outshot them but lost 4-3. The 1-0 loss to Belarus. That's the one that set them back. They were the better team with 32 shots versus 22 for Belarus, but couldn't penetrate. The 7-0 win against Switzerland looked like everything's back to normal, and then the 4-2 meltdown against the Czech Republic, where the Czech Republic had the power play goals in the third period to take that lead and the win. They outshot the Czech Republic in that game also.
Seen some deadly power plays in this championship. Switzerland, Czech Republic. So Great Britain trying to come up with a little bit of a push here in the third period with just over 9 to go in regulation. Long lead pass, and this was way too hot for Ricard Raquel to handle. And an icing goal against Sweden.
Well, looking to build, Great Britain talked about the experience, and they were in awe, quite frankly, in 2019. In Bratislava and Kosice, they were in the Kosice part of things. They only had 9 goals total through 7 games. They've got 9 goals already total. 8 coming in, and the one credited to Liam Kirk, who's got 5.
Shot off the leg, doesn't get through. If you take away, and you can't because that was the final score, but they gave up 4 against Russia in the opening game in the first 11 minutes. So if you take that away, say it was 3-1 from there, they've really been better defensively since that point in this tournament. They lost 2-1 to Slovakia, lost 3-2 in overtime to Denmark. There's a shot, another save by Ben Bounds. And then the 4-3 victory over Belarus.
Yeah, I think they've got their legs underneath them. They realize at what pace and tempo they need to play hockey at, and I've been commenting about their ability to snap the puck to each other rather than just float it to one another.
Then Lake wrapped up by Dahlback. Lake dishes it off for Hammond. Hammond tied up in the corner by Sellgren. Hammond trying to work it back to the blue line, does. And Phillips flips this towards the front of the net. It ends up going wide. Perlini gets it back to Phillips. Back for Swindlehurst. His low shot misses the net. Phillips will send it back in behind the net. Hammond had a stick lifted, and that allows Sellgren to settle it down for Sweden. On for Lindberg. He'll leave it there for Mario Kempe as Sweden will get a much-needed change in.
Well, much different team here than they had in 2006. The tournament was hosted here in Riga in 06. Sweden won the gold medal. They won the Olympics, as this is now an offside. First and only nation to do the same thing in 1 year.
7:35 to go in the third. Sweden trying to finish this one off with 7.5 left to go in the third period. Trying to climb to 6 points. Teams above them would have a game in hand. This is game number 5 for Sweden and Denmark. First teams to get to the 5 games played mark in Pool A. Kempe, save, rebound, scores. Ben Bounds makes the first save. It gets through him. And Mario Kempe gets his second of the game, and that will put this one to bed for Sweden.
Off our neutral zone face-off off a TV timeout, and didn't look like Great Britain were settled in enough. And the puck kind of gets kicked back. O'Connor hits a stick. And then Mario Kempe's in. This squeezes through. It's landing on the goal line, and Kempe continues on and taps it past the goal line and into the back of the net. Bounds with that glove, trying to keep the elbow close to the chest. Squeaks through.
Mario Kempe some time in the queue in St. John. So he'll get his second and a 4-1 lead here for Sweden. Budus will play this up the middle, picked off there by Matthew Myers, and he'll pump it back in. Matthew Myers wearing the C for this game, his 100th IIHF game for Great Britain. And Jonathan Phillips, who normally wears the C, will put it on again for the next game. Nice gesture there.
Sorensen picks up the helper, getting a stick into that, into the way and pushing it ahead for Kempe to skate onto. 3-point game for Sorensen. Had the power play marker back in the first to tie the score at 1, and a couple of helpers as well.
Victor Fost is tied up again with Ben Davies way back in behind the plate. Davies went crashing into the net. There's a high shot. And puck up in the air, ends up in behind. Good quick shot by Swindlehurst from the left side. Into the slot area, that pass is away from Lewis Hook.
Fost was with the Swedish entrant that won the 2017 gold. But he wasn't in the final game. They brought Henrik Lundqvist into the tournament to face Canada. It went to a shootout. And Lundqvist stopped all 5 in Cologne, Germany. Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Nicholas Backstrom scored. Mitch Marner did not. Was a 5th shooter for Canada.
Came to the side of the net, turned away. One of our fellow California broadcasters loved it when Fost played for Anaheim. And you had Jonathan Quick playing for Los Angeles. It was Fost and Quick, your goaltenders. Selgren played this down low. Clemens giving chase, played back by Frodin to the line. Selgren lets the shot go through traffic. Again, Bounds kicked it away. Frodin had the stick knocked out of his hands. And Wingerly back into his own zone, trying to squeeze between a couple of Great Britain players. Perlini's on it, gets it to the front. Fost to save. A little bit of careless play there by Sweden in its own end of the ice.
Yeah, Hammond was back whacking at that puck as well. Ben Lake was near the front of the net. Fost is forced to make a save. He's got 11 shots that he's had to deal with in this hockey game. Stopped 10 of them on the other side.
Fost was quick.
He was. He's quick enough.
Turned over at the side of the net. On the loose puck, Rickard Rakell.
I'll get it in. 54 shots for Sweden in this game so far.
Rakell. He'll dish it down. Pilot goes to the corner after a loose puck. Rickard Rakell trying to control it, just flips it back out at center for Jonathan Budus. He'll carry it right back in, so a 3-point game for Marcus Sorensen. 2 goals for Mario Kempe. Rickard Rakell sends it down. Budus in the slot to the forehand, sends it in. Par Lindholm is after it to the corner. Ben Lake had it, got knocked down by Rickard Rakell. Shot to the short side by Oscar Lindberg, goes off the side of the net. Par Lindholm goes in after it. And this goes off the stick of Lindberg, and Ben Lake will send this on for Connolly. And Connolly got stopped at the line. Connolly out of Canmore, Alberta. Played for the Brooks Bandits, on to Ferris State, ECHL championship with the Alaska Aces, AHL with Texas and Abbotsford. Short side try. Victor Foss down, makes the save up high, as Liam Kirk was looking for his 6th of this World Championship.
Up, up. Whoa, be careful, they're coming like a train.
Final minute over at Arena Riga. Canada hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Here it is 4-1 in favor of Sweden. We talked about some of the Canadians that are playing on this team. Mike Hammond was born in Victoria. Jackson Whistle, the backup netminder, played the opening game. Born in Kelowna. WHL championship with the Rockets. Kempe trying to go cross ice, comes off a skate. Sorensen is after it. Marcus Sorensen back for Nygren, on for Tomernes. He'll pump it back in behind the net, deflected away by Phillips. Sorensen stays on it. Sorensen up for Mario Kempe, got spilled. Adrian Kempe gets it in for Tomernes. Adrian Kempe trying to pull it off the backboards and taken there and cleared by Dowd. And now he'll head to the bench on the Great Britain change. Tetlow takes a look, sends it ahead for Jonathan Phillips. No room for him. And Tetlow will try it again. Plays it on at center. To the line. Phillips got spilled there by Olofsson. Olofsson has the puck. Hollander takes the pass. Hollander will drop it back. Dahlback plays it back for Hollander. Sellgren. And Dahlback will send this in behind Ben Bounds. Dahlback puts it back down low. Olofsson going in after it. Phillips on for Tetlow. Tetlow stripped of the puck by Lundestrom, and then Tetlow gets it back. Plays it for Clements. Clements will bank it off the boards, and Liam Kirk will spin and fire it out to center ice. And Dahlback back for it.
Sweden just controlling play. Great Britain realizing that they're not going to score 3 goals in less than 2 minutes and kind of moving the puck around to themselves in their own end.
Connor Brown has an empty netter for Canada. Make that score 4-2. So Canada with a much-needed victory.
Yeah, the teams that had to get the wins so far, Canada winning to stay alive. Sweden on the verge of doing the same thing.
So Sweden will jump up to 6 points and move ahead of the Czech Republic, Denmark. Belarus has 4 points, so barring a overtime win, the next game is Denmark and Belarus. Someone will jump back ahead of Sweden after our second game here. That's the uphill climb that they have.
Yeah, they've done what they had to do. They can only win the games that are on the schedule for them. It's just they get tougher after this. Slovakia and Russia. Nice stop by Bounds.
Shots now 56-13.
Mario Kempe with 2 goals in the hockey game. Right down the middle, sneaky shot through the defenseman past the glove of Bounds. Down the middle, you say. Here he comes again, down the middle, squeezes it through the glove and taps it in afterwards. So the older Kempe brother, Mario, the 32-year-old, helps his team.
Taken by Clements. He'll play it into the corner. 78 shots against if you go back to the third period of the game against Belarus for Great Britain. And you mix that in with this game here afternoon and now turned into tonight. And that'll bring about a face-off.
Mike Hammond cruising near the front of the net. Hammond played in the BCHL and was the leading scorer, the Brett Hull Trophy winner in 2011. 93 points in 57 games. And you mentioned he went to Lakehead University, 5th all-time in scoring at Lakehead.
Thrilled the Thunder Bay fans there on a regular basis. Tomernes sends this around the boards. First on the puck will be Mario Kempe. Kempe will take a bump from O'Connor. And this one will come to an end as Sweden will pick up win number 2. We've got Kempe and O'Connor exchanging some words. Now Connolly is going to get into it along with Sorensen. And Adrian Kempe gets at it along with Phillips. And the linesmen are saying go home.
Well,
bottom line is Sweden will win it 4-1.
That's the most important part for Sweden in this game. It was a 1-1 game after the first period. And then Sweden got a couple of goals in the span of 5 minutes in that second period to go from 1-1 to 3-1. And continued on from there. Marcus Sorensen, a 3-point affair. So they'll be handing out a watch to the top player from both teams.
We'll have the player of the game awards as the Great Britain team now back to give their goaltender a little pat on the pads. It's a busy afternoon. It's been a busy tournament for Ben Bounds. 52 saves on 56 shots on goal. Probably a good bet that he will be the player of the game. But the teams do select it, so
yeah.
If they give it to Matthew Myers, it'll be because this is his 100th IIHF game.
Well done, Dennis. He's going to get a Tissot watch. That brand was founded in 1853.
I cannot take credit for that. That was our trusty producer, Bucky Buchanan, who felt that would have been the right call.
And it was, and it is. And let's see how Sweden reacts.
Mario Kempe with a couple of goals. I might have picked Jonathan Putis. I thought he was very good. But I'm not making the selection. So now we will have the national anthem of Sweden. Sweden picks up its second victory of this World Championship. They'll jump up to 6 points, climb the standings a little bit, and now wait and see what happens the rest of the day. See where they are at the end of the day here in Riga. Swedish national anthem is next. Your final, Denmark and Belarus at 8:15 local here in Riga is the next game for day 8 of this World Championship.
Marcus, that was a really big bounce back win for your team. How would you assess your play?
I think we played a good 60 minutes game. Obviously, this kind of game is hard. But we scored 4 goals, and it's good for us. And we have to build off that.
Why is this kind of game hard?
I mean, we had, 55, 60 shots on net. It's hard when you don't score right away. They did a good job in this one. Could have a couple more goals too.
Your goal was the catalyst, and it was also your first in a Team Sweden jersey. How did that feel?
Oh, it felt great, of course. I've been waiting for that.
How long have you been waiting for that? 4
games.
This is an interesting circumstance. How are things going for your team in the bubble?
I mean, it's same for everyone. We gotta just build off every win, and we had a couple tough games lately, and but we gotta make the playoffs.
I have one more question, and if you can answer in Swedish. How important was this bounce back win following your loss last night?
Ja, det är viktigt att vända på den här, framförallt med den jobbiga förlusten igår. Sluta tillbaka och bygga på en till seger här.
Tack.
Thank you.
Awkward silence, isn't it?
Matthew, your team got off to a really strong start in the first period, but where did things fall apart in the second?
Yeah, we started great. We came in, we knew we had to sort of get some pressure early, and we got the early goal with Kirky there, which really helped us. And then the shifts after that, we gained a bit of momentum and had some shots on net, so had some ozone time. They got back into with the PP goal, I think, there towards the end of the first. And of course, they're an unbelievable team. I think 4 in the world. They're going to put pressure on us. And, I know they outshot us, but 4-1 scoreline at the end of 60 isn't the worst result for us. I mean, we played a decent game. We were strong in the defensive zone. The guys blocked a ton of shots, and Browner was unbelievable again in net. I think he had almost 60 shots for against. It's sick for him.
Your team always talks about just wanting to improve game to game. What would you take from this game that you want to improve?
I think what we would take from this game is we actually played with Sweden for 20 minutes, and then we showed them a bit of respect, and then their speed and skill took over a little bit. And I think the next night and the night after, we have to believe that we can go and skate for 60 with these teams, because we can. And we just have to respect them. Yes, they're good hockey players, but not so much that we just let them carry the puck through the neutral zone. We have to pressure them. We have to make them make mistakes, and we can do that, and we have to do that for 60 minutes.
You've reached a huge milestone playing your 100th game today, and we don't normally see you wearing the C. That's usually Jonathan Phillips. Why are you captain today, and how did that come about?
Well, John, I didn't know anything about it. Obviously, I knew today was 100 games for me, but they presented me with my 100th cap, and then John, being the captain he is, best captain you could play for, took the C off his shirt and gave it to me today to be the captain. I've never captained any team before, so to captain the country on my 100th game is unbelievable.
What kind of an honor does that feel like for you today?
Oh, when he handed me my shirt in the dressing room, I was almost like in tears. It was unbelievable.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.